having been duly elected
to the office of member of the Board of Trustees
to the office of member of the Board of Trustees
of Community College District 536,
of the Community College District 536,
Lewis and Clark Community College,
Lewis and Clark Community College,
Madison, Macoupin, Jersey,
Madison, Macoupin, Jersey,
Calhoun, Green, Morgan,
Calhoun, Green, Morgan,
and Scott counties,
and
state of
Scott
Illinois.
counties,
State of Illinois.
state of Illinois,
Aforesaid, do solemnly swear
and aforesaid solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the faithfully conduct myself
and that I will faithfully conduct myself
in the office of trustee
in the office of trustee
of Community College District 536
Community College District.
So are there any public comments?
Mr. Chairman, I'm Donna Egelhoff from Mercy, and I would like to speak on points and discussions regarding the meeting agenda items 8 and 9 and concerns that I have. The first item that I have is that the personal contact between the board and myself was non-existent. And my understanding is that there is some discussion to rescind the contracts that were signed in April. And my understanding is it has to be a mutual agreement before a signed contract that is binding can be revoked. Contract was voted on, written, signed within the law by all parties. Unless the contract is illegal, I don't understand how a contract can be rescinded. As long as there is substantial performance, and I feel that my performance is above those requirements that would void my contract. In fact, I just received an email from a student today. But it's also disheartening that we're going to have new board members who did not, or actually any board members, did not speak to my superiors, and I did do my research. Nobody asked about my performance from any of my superiors. So to make a decision about my contract without the evaluation and research on what my performance, I do not feel like you can validate rescinding my contract based on that point. If this is about public interest, I am the public. I'm a taxpayer, and my tax dollars go here too. So if the agenda is about the public, I am the public. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gerald Belcher, faculty member. I've been in the school 20 years now. I just want to share these thoughts with you. One wonders about the motivation of trustees who desire to invalidate all contracts that were concluded in good faith by the board just a few weeks ago. Is the motivation to scare hard-working personnel that they will lose their jobs? Whether or not that is the motivation, that is the effect of this action in bad faith, reneging on duly signed contracts by faculty, staff, and administrators. Is this action supportive of the common good for Lewis and Clark Community College? Honest and devoted employees having their well-being jeopardized, and because of what? A desire of said trustees to make a demonstration of power in pursuit of a business model for this institution? I do not know. Is it their belief that employees of this educational institution do not deserve their salary? It is hard to believe that, especially when high performers are rewarded in every field, especially business CEOs who have salaries commensurate with their responsibilities. It is no different here. By all accounts, Lewis and Clark enjoys a high reputation largely because of the vision and leadership of the current president and the quality individuals who occupy positions up and down the pay ladder. All of us, faculty, staff, administrators, contribute to the success of Lewis and Clark. Why harm people who have done no harm to you? That the very idea of reneging on a contract that's being considered here today has already caused harm to many of us because of the uncertainty it presses on us. What have we done to deserve this? I humbly ask the board to table that agenda permanently. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman of the board, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak. My name is Mike Clemens, I'm the Faculty Association President. Welcome to our beautiful campus and congratulations on your most recent elected victory. Our culture at Lewis and Clark is what makes this place so special. It's the passion, the collegiality, the commitment of those who are part of this family, everyone working hard every day to do what they feel is best for the college and for the students that we serve. Many of us have made it our life's work to grow this institution, making it into one of the most respected community colleges in the region. I'm concerned that our culture may be in danger. Ours is one that allows input from all sides while examining all sides. If you're going to be critical of someone's salary, you should also recognize their contributions. And just because employees may share the same last name doesn't necessarily mean they're not qualified or highly qualified to hold those positions. I had the opportunity to speak with a couple of the new board members recently, and I shared some concerns with them at that point. Worrying about the culture, worrying about the tone of the election. What was most troubling is kind of the negative tone that is associated with the candidate's Facebook page. The comments associated with the page. Posting a media piece that's well over a year old, I can understand that from a political standpoint. What I don't understand is allowing negative comments to remain on that page. Not your comments, comments from supporters. Comments like indoctrinate students into socialist slavery, idiots, and they should be hung. The election was nearly a month ago, yet the site is filled up with a brand new post just yesterday that seems to be promoting a specific agenda. What's the purpose? You won the election. Will you continue to use this site as send board members to take shots at the college and their employees? Will you still allow your supporters to heckle current employees? This is not who we are at Lewis and Clark. I've been assured by others, Mr. Hines specifically, that the new members are good people. I hope that that can be proven. I've been given assurances that the new board is not against faculty contracts, and the idea of a liaison from faculty to the board was discussed, and that's encouraging. And during this time of transition, it's important that we maintain some level of continuity. I worry about the message it sends to all employee groups when your first act is rescinding contracts which were approved by each member of the last board, including all four incumbents. As I mentioned earlier, we look forward to working with you right away to ensure that we can come together with what's best for our students. Thank you.
We'll close the public comment session. Thank you.
Okay, the next item up for discussion is discussion of final action to declare as invalid of all administrative contracts voted on at the April 9, 2019 meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. At our meeting earlier this month on April 9th, it was voted and approved unanimously to approve these contracts. My question is, if we overturn, are there consequences? And if so, what are they?
Brenda, I'm unaware of any consequences. I looked at the old contracts and the new ones, and the old ones don't expire until June 30th. As I recall, at the last board meeting, there were people asking for the board not to approve these contracts so the new members would have time to look at them. And that's my understanding of the new board members, as well as myself. I had not seen any of these contracts prior to the board meeting last time, and I believe the law states that we're supposed to have it 48 hours in advance. I didn't have it.
But, Mr. Chairman, at that meeting, you did vote.
I did, along with the crowd.
So, if those are valid contracts, I am saying are there consequences? You're saying they're not. Do we have a legal representation to explain that to me?
I
I'm not really sure of the basis for an alleged invalidity of the contract, and if I knew that, then I could opine on that a little further, but I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you for your time.
Wouldn't the board have been required, or they would have had to have the contracts available for review by the board in advance, available for review before the meeting?
The Open Meetings Act says that there needs to be an agenda item that's posted 48 hours ahead of time. The Open Meetings Act does not require more. It's my understanding that the board did receive information indicating that the contracts were available in the president's office, and it's my understanding that the contracts were delivered. Again, I wasn't at the meeting, so I'm basing upon my understanding that the contracts were delivered to the board meeting because that was when the contracts were finished. So, as I said, the Open Meetings Act requires that there be an agenda item published so people can come to the board meeting, and so that the board can also debate it at the board meeting. I was told that a number of people did come to the board meeting. There is also a provision that suggests that that requires, if contracts contain certain provisions, that the contracts be posted in advance of the board meeting if they are available, but in any event after the board meeting. And that is a ICCB policy, the Illinois Community College Board policy. And I did talk with them to see what is a remedy, or what is their position in the event that the contracts weren't posted ahead of time, and they indicated to me that that would be something that they would talk with the college about, and would work with them to try to ensure that that is done in a perhaps more timely fashion going forward, but that it would not serve to in any way invalidate the contracts. It's a notice provision, not a conference of authority provision.
Mr. Chairman, one question. If we invalidate these contracts, would it be easy to say that we'll open the college up to possible legal action and legal fees?
In my understanding of contract law and the circumstances here, there is potential legal liability for the college to attempt to invalidate.
So we could be in danger of legal action against the college.
Correct.
Kevin, do you have a motion on the floor?
I do have a motion, and I'd like to make it clear that this is not a malicious motion. It's not with malice. But I do move that the board declare as invalid all of the documents purported to be administrative contracts voted on at the meeting of April 9th, 2019 for the following three reasons. A, failing to comply with the notice requirements of 110 ILCS 805/3-65B4 by not making the final contract documents themselves publicly available prior to the meeting. B, failing to comply with the Open Meetings Act as the agenda for the meeting failed to sufficiently describe the individuals for whom contracts were being considered or the terms of the contract. And C, failing to comply with the public notice policy of community college employment contracts as adopted by the Illinois Community College Board as the form of public notice approved by the state board contemplated by 110 ILCS 805/3-65B4.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
Would the board want the motion repeated, or do you want to discuss it?
I'd like to make some comments addressing some of the public comments that are related to this motion. I was at the board meeting last time, and I made a public comment, hoping that the old board would not approve the contracts, because I don't think that was a fair action to take. We, as the new members of the board, have to work with the new people and the contracts, and I don't see any reason why they needed to be approved in advance when they don't expire until June. So everyone still has a contract, it's just that this is a new one. They're still under their old contracts. I don't believe they were passed in good faith, as was brought up. I do think it was something to undermine the authority of the new board by passing something that would not have normally been passed that soon. I understand the concerns. I wouldn't like this either if I were you, but this is a new board. Change is unpleasant. Change makes people nervous, but we were elected to review policies, review the board, to look at what's going on, and we need to look at it with fresh eyes. And I feel like this was something that was done to keep us from knowing what we need to know. I do feel it's a problem that the contracts weren't available for the public to view. I don't know why that was. Maybe it's a time constraint, but this is a public entity, and these things need to be looked over before they're passed. The public has a right to know how money is being spent, and it's unpleasant sometimes that you're subject to scrutiny, but that's just the way it is. It's a public entity. We have to balance the common good with between the employees and the community, the taxpayers. So we have to look at things and not just rush to approve things because we may not like what the next group's going to do. So that's why I'm voting. I'm going to vote to make them invalid, declare them invalid, but hoping that we're going to approve new ones just as quickly. But I feel it would be prudent for us as new board members to approve them and not live with what the old board hastily did. That's all.
Any other discussion?
Yes, in response to that, the fact that the old board members, as you call them, have seniority on this board and are very much aware of this administration and this faculty would be in position to vote accordingly. I totally disagree with what you said. You just got on the board. You should give yourself time to adapt to this community out here before making those kinds of decisions, and leave it up to those of us that have been on the board for a period of time.
My main issue with the contracts are the length. So I don't think it's fair to ask us to approve 3-year contracts, and that's a long time for us to have to figure out, what's going on. So that was my main concern.
Well, Julie, and I don't want to belabor this, and because the action has to go through. However, there are contracts. 3 years is not a long contract. I am a CEO of an organization, and I give out 5-year contracts. So I don't think 3 years is a long period of time. I think 1 year is a short period of time. I think 3 years is average. That's just my opinion.
Any other comments from board members?
I do understand what you're saying, but it's going to take new board members, I'm going to say a year or two at least to get the feet on the ground. There's a lot to learn here, and the night that you come to the meeting, you said it yourself, I've got a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn here, and a 3-year contract is not a long contract. Thank you.
Should the motion be repeated before I call the vote? Motion has been made and seconded, so we vote on the item number 8.
Okay. Call roll. Rust,
Yes.
Hanfelder,
Yes.
Watson, McCain,
No.
Wertz,
No.
Pyan,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.